Our broadcast today, as it always is brought to you by Beals Insurance Agency, with locations now in both Bedford and Londonderry. Whether you need home, auto, or business insurance, Beals Insurance will get you both the price and quality coverage that's right for you. Just call 603-471-9999 or visit BealsInsurance.com to request a free quote and start saving money today. Again, that's BealsInsurance.com. The New Hampshire Tomahawks promote the highest level of club lacrosse competition, not just in the state, but in the country. Looking to get recruited? Director Chris Cameron keeps an open dialogue with the nation's top college lacrosse coaches. Over 400 New Hampshire Tomahawks alumni have played at the college level, including the ACC, Big East, Big Ten, Ivy, NESCAC, NE10, and more. New Hampshire Tomahawks coaching staff has over 100 coaches, including current high school, varsity, and college coaches. The Tomahawks offer training for players of all ages, clinics, camps, and leagues, along with spring, summer, and fall elite teams. So play with the best. The New Hampshire Tomahawks, showcase and development for college lacrosse. Visit NewHampshireTomahawks.com and girls.nhtomahawks.com. Is your company interested in showcasing your brand to thousands of high school sports fans across New Hampshire? If not, why not? And if so, let's go. Friday Night Lights New Hampshire is seeking sponsorship partners. It's the perfect way for your company to get out in front of the moms and dads who make up our community. Help us help you, and we can grow together. If you're interested in partnering with Friday Night Lights New Hampshire, then email us at fnlnhmedia@gmail.com. That's fnlnhmedia@gmail.com. Join our team today.
Well, hello everyone, and welcome here to Derry. Nick Anastas with you. It's our Friday Night Lights New Hampshire game of the week between the Pinkerton Astros and the Londonderry Lancers, two crosstown rivals, set for a late regular season matchup with the playoffs looming. Of course, a little different season this year. Everybody eligible for the postseason tournament. The regular season records really don't factor in the end, but nonetheless, these programs very familiar with each other. Bragging rights are seemingly always on the line when these two get together. So a big game, part of a home and home this week. Again, the final week of the regular season. Part of a girls-boys doubleheader we will bring to you live here from Pinkerton Academy. Astros in their home white. They will work left to right in this first quarter. Londonderry, the visitors, in the dark blue. They will head left to right. All right, this one is straight up in the air. 3 bounces far side and a good scoop up for Pinkerton's Justine Doyle, one of the seniors. And the Astros trying to get out and running here. Down the middle, it's Peyton Knowlton, one of the junior starters. Bounce pass back up here, and now the attack will set things up here for the first time. So the opening face-off goes to the home team, or the draw, I should say. Meanwhile, our first whistle comes less than a minute in here. All right, so good opportunity right away for Abigail Jolette. Junior lining up about 10 yards out. Expect to see the game's first shot here. It's a bouncer, and it's in. Well, a nice execution from Jolette, who goes low and away with the bouncing shot. But the Astros on the board first, 1-0. Comes again less than a minute in. So Abigail Jolette makes it 1-0, and it'll be Jolette to take the draw again for Pinkerton. Gorgeous day here in southern New Hampshire. Temperatures in the upper 80s. Sun is out. A little bit of a friendly breeze. Londonderry going to get to it uncontested in their own end. The clear will be made along the far side. Good foot race here from Jenna Stoll, The seniors for the Lancers. Londonderry coming in after a tough back-to-back against perennial Division I power Souhegan. Under, of course, first-year head coach Kelly Gordon. Gordon, formerly the JV coach, took over right before the start of the season. Pinkerton on the other side in their first defensive possession. Looking to build after an 11-7 win their last time out over Wyndham. Here's a turnover. Good job by the Astro defense. The outlet is a long one. Pass hauled in initially, then broken up. A little bit of a scramble here along the near side. That's Elizabeth Fournier, the junior for Pinkerton. A whistle's going to give this to Londonderry. This one wide. And off target turned over. Back over to Pinkerton. See head coach Rob Daziel. Long time on the job. Nearly a decade. Down on the sidelines. It basically has viewed his newcomers as two freshman classes when you consider that the sophomores had not seen varsity action prior to this season. So he's had to kind of slow things down in practice. This one turned over. Good job by the Londonderry Ride. A good pass middle. Isabella Augustina, extra feed. Shot in traffic just over the cage. And out of play. Again, that was Stoll who pulled the trigger. Londonderry trailing 1-0, nearly 3 minutes in. A lot of talking defensively. Stoll takes the pass, makes a move middle, shot off the crossbar. It rings the bell. It's recovered by the Lancers as they get to the ground ball. Splitting the top is Tara Wright. Wright, a shot, and a score. Wright, the junior. Londonderry attacking the goal on that possession. And they tie things with just over 3 minutes gone by, 1-1. Again, in the face-off circle is Abigail Jolette, who scored the Pinkerton goal to begin the game. Jenna Stoll on the other side. 1-1 so far on the face-offs. The officials have taken their time here on all three draws so far. Nice job. Pinkerton possession. Doyle able to reach well over her head to pull that one in, and now the Astros on the move right to left. To the net, spin move, shot and score. Well done, Allison Lamphere, the junior. Really with a great full-length play there. One pass, I believe, off the face-off, and then Lamphere off to the races. A beautiful move to close out the play with the spin move towards the goal, and Pinkerton back out in front 2-1 here. So both attacks have gone towards the cage, an aggressive approach here early on. Astros never quite allowed the Lancers to settle in defensively on that one. Meanwhile, they've now won 3 of the 4 draws and look for their first 2-goal lead of the afternoon here, nearly 4 minutes in. Pass over the cage. Right side, this is Doyle. Back behind the net, dropped. Amy Quigley trying to keep it alive for Pinkerton. Good hustle on the backside of the Lancers. Natalie Washington, one of the freshmen, making a good defensive play. Long outlet pass down the middle is going to go astray. Far sideline. It is scooped up, though, by Londonderry. That's Emily Cowett. the senior. After a quick restart, Cowett's pass taken, pass over the middle, stole. In traffic, couldn't quite rear it in. It ends up with the Pinkerton goaltender. An immediately long pass from the goalie, Carolyn Daziel. And then a hit here at the 45-yard line has got a Pinkerton player down. Took a pretty good shot, a collision there. It's going to stop things with just about 5 minutes gone by in this first half. Coach Daziel the first on the scene. Kind of a rough landing. It looks like, unfortunately, a lower leg injury. Again, we mentioned the weather. Nice day, nice crowd here. Early start, 3:30 Eastern. I think they're going to honor the senior boys later on. They've got the posters here along the track. This looks like maybe a classic sprained ankle here. Although we don't like speculating. Trainer out there, obviously. It comes with just about 5 minutes gone by, and Pinkerton out in front 2-1. Astro goals from Abigail Jolette and Allison Lamphere. Lone goal from Londonderry from Tara Wright. Well, both teams, year in and year out, on the short list of Division I contenders. We know that. Pinkerton in the championship game, the last time there was a championship game back in 2019. Well, a good sign, as Carolyn Daziel is up. Although in some clear pain and walking with a clear hobble. Just an unfortunate collision. It looked like both players looking skyward when they ran into each other right around the 45-yard line. So she's going to hop on the back of a cart, and they're going to take a closer look, I think, at that ankle. As we talked about, the Astros, just 2 losses on the season, both at the hands of Bishop Girton. Back in April and the first week of this month. They've rattled off a number of wins since. All right, ready to resume. Astros have it. They got a 2-1 lead on the board. We played 5 minutes in this first half. Nick and Astis with you. It's our Friday Night Lights New Hampshire game of the week. Part of a girls-boys doubleheader. Good pass out in front. Challenge on the shot, though. It ends up high. That was Jolette looking for goal number 2. Shot did not come out cleanly, however. Far side, good defense by Washington. That's the freshman. For Londonderry, 19 in blue. Here's a step from Lamphere. Slide comes over. Lamphere keeps it. Pass taken down behind the cage. Jolette. Splits defenders near side. Shut down, though. Stoned at the doorstep. Ground ball loose, far post. 4 players in the pile. And a whistle's going to give this back to the defense. A good stop there by Londonderry. Well, the goaltender, Riley Walter, the senior, able to come up with the block shot there right before the cage. Meanwhile, though, Londonderry a turnover. Errant pass ends up just out of bounds by a couple of inches along the near sideline, so the Astros catch a break. So we're 6 minutes gone by, 2-1 Pinkerton. Little weave behind the net. This is Amy Quigley. Pass goes across the zone and is picked up on the run by Londonderry. Good play. Out of the fray, Katie McCudden, one of the seniors. Good pass here. Stoll showing that raw speed. Stoll down the middle. Pass left side. Extra pass sets up a shot and a score. Well, unselfish play there in transition by the Lancers. They get number 2, Emily Cowett, on the finish. As the senior cashes in, and very well done there by Londonderry. They force the turnover. They go the length of the field. The extra pass sets up Cowett, who does the rest. 2-2 here. Just about 7 minutes gone now in this first half. Back to the draw. This one, Joette can't quite pull it in, battling 2 Lancers. This one goes against Londonderry. Pinkerton has now won 4 of 5 face-offs. 2-2 in the early going. We mentioned these teams will meet again later this week, 2 days from now on Thursday. Close out the season. That one at Londonderry, part of a home-and-home that's been the norm schedule-wise during this COVID-19 situation. Pass here. Gets away from Quigley. And now a 2-on-2 scrum far side. Nice play. Londonderry going to keep it in. Right. A bounce pass up ahead. Carolyn Leone on the move. Low pass taken in by Augusta. Augusta going to fire a bouncer that goes just wide out of play. And Lancers looking to get out and run here early on. Quick restart behind the cage. This is Kiera Edmonds, one of the freshmen for Londonderry. Shot and score. Edmonds. Pretty powerful shot to her right. The freshman gives Londonderry their first lead here. Back-to-back goals now by the Lancers. 3 different goal scorers, Jolette Cowett, and now Kiera Edmonds, one of the talented freshmen, playing for first-year head coach Kelly Gordon. So 3-2 Lancers, the quick strike attack has worked well early on. Stoll pops this one right up. Stoll, head down in the mix. Doesn't work, though. Astros have it. They get another one. It's now 5 out of 6 unofficially to begin here. Trying to cash that in with goal number 3 and tie this one up. Jolette going to jog. Defender giving her plenty of girth. That's Riley McGrath on the defense. Splits the defense, dropped the ball, picked it back up. We hear a whistle. And this is how Abigail Jolette scored the game's first goal. From a similar spot. She was more straight on. She's just inside the 9-yard line. The shot is denied. Tried to go upstairs. Walter was ready. Walter out of the cage. And Londonderry ends up with it. Well, Walter, a couple of doorstep stops over the last several minutes for Londonderry. Anchored things defensively. Kept the Astros off the board for the last 6 minutes. Meanwhile, Londonderry seeking their 3rd straight. It's Leone through traffic, did not pull the trigger. Pulls it back out now far wing. Oh, good fake. Defender on her backside, shot and score. It's able to sneak in just inside that far side post. Terrific play. As there's the fake, and then nothing much the slide could do there. Leon had already pulled the trigger. A patient possession and a fruitful one for the Lancers. They've scored 3 straight now. Got the first 2-goal lead either way on the board at 4-2. Comes nearly 10 minutes in first half. This despite the fact that Pinkerton has dominated the faceoffs here 5 out of 6. One back to Londonderry. Scooped up by Wright. Not really seeing an extended possession on the attack here for Londonderry. Possessions, the goals have come either in transition or early on in the sets. Trying to make a move is Edmonds. Freshman with nowhere to go. Londonderry is going to pull it out here. Back to the 25-yard line. Top of the box. Leon near side wing now. Right with a touch. Pinkerton giving some room defensively. Just past 10-minute mark. Gone by. First half. Astros communicating well. You can hear them up here in the booth as the defense continues to talk. Lancers enjoying their perhaps most patient trip yet. Taking some time here. Leon being chased now. Almost lost it. Pass middle is broken up. And then taken away by Pinkerton's Christina Pekowski. One of the talented seniors. Pekowski over at her classmate Jolette. And now the Astros a chance to cut the gap in half. They trail 4-2. Well, Londonderry a little late on the slide. Pass, though, up top. Goes astray. Recovered off the ground ball. It's Doyle near side. Doyle back for Jolette. Jolette. Double teamed. Hacking. Loose. Scooped up. Well, a good slide by Wright. Ended up forcing it loose. Wright took it away. Wright draws a whistle. We'll keep it for Londonderry. Pinkerton trying to set things up defensively on the ride. The pass is too high, far side for Leon. Scooped up on the move. Good job by the home team. They forced the giveaway. Nearing the midway point, first half. Pinkerton scored 2 goals in the first 3.5 minutes. But have been held off the board since. Meanwhile, a curling move. This is Caitlin Selaney, one of the juniors. Selaney in trouble. Quigley trying to help her out. Walter now the goaltender in the mix. It ends up with Pinkerton. Only a couple of feet to spare along that back line. Quigley. Back up top. This is Tatum Howe, the junior. Pass, lobbed, caught in the middle. Trying to work her way out of a crowd, and a little contact there. Lamphere allowed to line up here from 10 yards out. Waltz had trouble on the game's first shot from this spot. Not this time. Waltz able to stop it up high, keeps it, goes behind the cage, harassed by Jolette, who knocked it away. And out of play. So a good job by Jolette. It's going to end up with Pinkerton. Well, not so, says the officials. They had me fooled. They end up, in the end, giving it back to the Lancers. Just past the midway point, first half. Londonderry a 4-2 lead. They've done it on 4 different goal scorers. And they have scored 3 unanswered. On the move, Grace Holland. Another one of these seniors. Holland fakes left, goes right, shoots low, and it's denied. Good stop again by the Pinkerton goaltender. The outlet is quick. It's Lamphere with room. Up ahead, Selaney. Selaney now. Closing in along the far wing. The defense collapses. That's Leon. She'll keep it herself behind the cage, and again the attack allowed to set up. Meanwhile, Coach Daziel from nearly midfield waving his arms and issuing instructions. Astros looking for their first goal in nearly 10 minutes. In over 10 minutes. Looking for the step far side. Pass behind the cage. Jolette. Spin move. He'll use her frame. Good power move. Goes upstairs for the goal. That's goal number 2. First player either way to score 2 in this first half. So Abigail Jolette. Again, crafty around the cage. Brings Pinkerton right back within 1 at 4-3. That also ends a drought of nearly 11 minutes. And puts an end to a 3-0 Londonderry run. Again, the official taking his time. Coach Dazio had a word for the official. The official responded with, "I've got it." Been very meticulous during the face-offs. 5 of 7 which have gone to Pinkerton. So will this one. Jolette takes it off the chest-high bounce. And Pinkerton looking now for the equalizer. Held leads of 1-0 and 2-1 in the first 3.5 minutes, but have trailed since. Jolette wants a one-on-one with Ashley Leone. No, that's Riley McGrath, senior defender. Little scoop pass. Charging near side. I think that's Doyle. Took a shot in the neck. Not Doyle, but Selaney, rather. Yeah, they're going to let her line up here. It's what we thought. Took a stick upstairs, looked like around the chin area. Selaney okay. Londonderry with 2 defenders right at the 8-yard line, hoping to collapse on the shooter who's at the 5. Walt's going to get ready. Pinkerton passes on the shot, and they'll restart the offense. Inside of 10 minutes, first half. Londonderry a 4-3 lead. Selaney. Not giving an inch is the defender Washington, the freshman. This one ends up loose and scooped up. Tess Brown, the junior from Londonderry, going to clear it herself. Brown looking to fire a pass up ahead that gets away from Augusta. Although in the end, Augusta able to recover despite 2 players for Pinkerton in the area. Extra pass sets up a feed middle. We get a whistle. And a violation here against Pinkerton. Looked like Abigail Whitley was ready to shoot. Whitley instead will put her right toes just behind the 10-yard line. Bouncer, got it. Again, able to sneak it inside that far post. It's been a popular target. Lauren Sweeney, the junior goaltender, a split second late there. Londonderry cashes in. Abigail Whitley, her first goal. Lancers have now had 5 different goal scorers as Whitley joins the club. So the Lancers match their 2-goal lead from a couple minutes back. As we head towards the 8-minute mark first half. We're out in front 5-3. Pinkerton unofficially has won 6 of 8 face-offs. Make it 7 of 9. Good job along that far wing by Doyle. Meanwhile, Doyle hounded from behind, poked loose. Good defensive play by Carolyn Leone. And then picked up by Ashley Leone. Lancer defense has been impressive in this first half. They have forced a number of turnovers. Meanwhile, Leone dancing with two defenders. Pass taken up high over the head of McCudden. McCudden whips it along the far side for Washington. Middle of the field. Catch made by Whitley. Whitley trying to shake off Selaney. Selaney poked it loose from behind. It goes out of play and turned over to the Astros. Good job by Selaney, the junior. In pursuit there for the home team. Naomi Mencheswar, I think, with a good restart there for Pinkerton. Mencheswar, one of the seniors. Heading towards 7 minutes. Jolette, 2 goals already for the Astros. Draws a violation here against the defender, Leone. It was right on her hip. The line up just inside the 15. Jolette, power move, off balance shot. Up and in. A first half hat trick for Abigail Jolette. And this one, despite a little bit of contact there, she's leaning to the right, able to go across the body. Athletic finish for Abigail Jolette, who has been Pinkerton's go-to player here in this first half. Makes it a 1-goal game again at 5-4. Comes just inside of 7 minutes remaining in this first half. This one up in the air. Jolette guilty of a little bit of a push. No argument from the senior. Quick restart by Londonderry. Grace Holland. Senior pumps the brakes here in front of the Pinkerton sideline. Matched up with the other number 17. That's Allison Lamphere. Meanwhile, a shot and a score. That one may have hit the post first and rolled in. Let's take a look at the replay. Nice backdoor feed, and yeah, there's the freshman. I thought I heard a ding, but didn't look like it. Either way, Edmonds, her second goal. The freshman has 2 to lead the way for Londonderry, as the visiting Lancers have now reestablished for a third time a 2-goal lead at 6-4. Great pass by Holland on the assist. Set up Edmonds. The freshman under control, able to spin and come up with an answer just 25 seconds after Jolette's goal a moment ago for Pinkerton. So the Lancers a quick answer, a little bit of a cushion. Once again up on the board, a 2-goal difference at 6-4. Lancers will take that one. They've won 2 in a row. Whistle, they're going to back up Stoll. Not Stoll, but Wright to the 30. Astro defense trying to recover. Meanwhile, errant pass over the head of Leone, out of play. Six minutes first half. This is Pinkerton's Emma Thompson, who's going to clear it herself. Thompson really unchallenged till she got to midfield. Good job by Thompson, the junior. And now again the Astros looking for a goal here, trying to make it a 1-goal game. Good crowd here in Derry. Good first half, back and forth. Part of a girls-boys doubleheader. It'll be senior night when the boys take on the Lancers at 5:30. We'll have coverage of that, of course, here on Friday Night Lights, New Hampshire. Selaney juggling, able to keep the defender at bay, though. Good job using the body. Now Jolette trying to square up to her left. Shot, stopped by Waltz. Now the senior goaltender read it the whole way. Not Waltz, but Walter, excuse me. And while Stoll on the move, two defenders in her wake. Pass in the middle, extra pass, far wing, across the box, broken up. Didn't come out cleanly, then a shot taken upstairs as Elizabeth Fournier was hit up near the head area. She looks to be okay. If you're just joining us, unfortunately, we saw Carolyn Daziel, one of the seniors for Pinkerton, go off the field with an apparent ankle injury. That was early on in the game. Meanwhile, a feathered pass here, a little bit out of the reach of Doyle. Ground ball taken near side. Quick pass from Brown. Too strong, turned over. Aaron Tewksbury able to get to the ground ball, and now Pinkerton going right to left. Astros in transition. Spin move by Lamphere, far side Selaney, bobbles the pass, able to reach down and pick it up. And go right back behind the cage with inside of 4 minutes first half. Pinkerton hoping to make this just a one-score game again. Jolette, who has scored 3 times. The answer's know where she is. 3 defenders in the area. Pinkerton going to reset. Again, Coach Daziel barking instructions from the sideline. Selaney behind the cage. Jolette. Power moved. Oh. Lost her footing. Whistle comes. Well, what's the call here? We haven't seen a penalty yet. Either way. There was a yellow card there. Okay, so there is the game's first penalty as Abigail Whitley trots into the penalty box for the Lancers. A yellow card, the verdict. It comes with 3.5 to go first half. Jolette looking for goal number 4. Goes right over the top of Walter. Walter losing her balance. Jolette using that height to her advantage here. Just goes right at the goaltender for yet another goal. So Jolette trying to carry Pinkerton back to a tie. They're within 1. It's 6-5. Jolette, the senior, has scored 4 of the 5. As we move towards 3 minutes to go before halftime, each team vying for a little bit of momentum before the break. This one on the ground, far side. And Londonderry to it. That's right. Right out of the fray, down the middle, near side. Taken in by Augusta. No shot there, though. Back out. Leone fakes the shot on the far wing and a backpedal. Given room by the defender, Pakowski. Inside of 3 minutes first half. Londonderry. Their largest lead has been 2. They've built that up 3 times. 3 different times. In this first half, trying to do it a 4th. And you hear the words pressure coming from the Pinkerton sideline. They want some pressure there along the far sideline. Londonderry okay with taking their time here. Inside of 2.5 now. Stoll. Nowhere to go for Augusta. High pass. Taken in by Cowett. Cowett, 2-player game behind the net with Edmonds. Pass to Edmonds, far post. Retreats to the corner. Slide comes over. Good defensive play from behind. That's Lamphere to break it up. Battle ensues. Augusta battling for position for Londonderry. The officials well, they're going to bring back out of the penalty box Abigail Whitley here. The official wanted to be clear about that, as Whitley is back eligible. Now the other official is saying 1:37. All this has got Coach Daziel fired up. Clock frozen with 1:42 to go, first half. And now the two officials are going to talk it over here. Meanwhile, Coach Gordon leaning in, listening intently here, had something to say. Both these head coaches enjoying a successful season, both navigating the COVID-19 situation. We talked a little bit about that with both of these coaches back on Sunday, part of our weekly show, the FNL NH Lacrosse Show, presented by the New Hampshire Tomahawks. It's live every Sunday at 9 a.m. There it is. But both coaches said they've had to lean on the players a little bit more this season. Coach Daziel now in his 10th season, or I guess 9th, given that there was no season last year. But he said that he's had to go back to the basics. Really looks at the newcomers as two different freshman classes, given that the sophomores are new to the varsity level as well. So both coaches have really learned on the job, so to speak. And then when you talk about Coach Gordon, formerly the head coach of the JVs, now in her first season at the top of the program. It's got the Lancers as one of the Power 5 teams, so to speak, top 5 teams in Division I. They've held the lead more often than not so far in this first half. As we grind down towards 1 minute to go first half, Pinkerton a chance to tie things after trailing by as many as 2 a moment ago. Pass up high, trying to feed Jolette on the cut. A whistle and a 10-player scrum is broken up and possession awarded to Londonderry. Down to 50 seconds. On the move far side, the freshman Washington. Back in the middle, McCudden. Londonderry going to reverse it. Leone drawing 2 defenders, goes back to the middle. Here's a dodge by McCudden. Tried to make a second player miss, could not. But does draw a whistle. Coach Daziel looking for a false start. All right, we got 34 seconds, and after again the officials go back and forth, they hand this to Pinkerton. Coach Daziel gives the play. It's called USA. Doyle, near side, Howe. Selaney swings it far side. Clock an issue, inside of 20 seconds. Pass, broke it up. Good job, it's right. Londonderry's got it right on the move at midfield, down to 10 seconds. Right to the 40, down to the 30. Lobs a pass far side. Extra pass, sets up a shot that goes off the post. Loose on the rebound. Pinkerton thinks they have it. That's Pikowski in a crowd, and there it is. First half in the books. Exciting close. Londonderry nearly got goal number 7. Instead, they rattle that far side pole. And we have a 6-5 game at the break. Lancers looking good. Goals from Wright, Cowett, 2 from Edmonds. Carolyn Leone, Whitley. It adds up to 6. And then on the other side, Pinkerton's Abigail Jolette, the senior, has scored 4 of 5 for Londonderry. Allison Lamphere has the other. Coming up, we'll take a look back at the first half, preview the second. We'll also take a look at the second part of this girls-boys doubleheader as the Lancers and Astros get together for what may be a playoff preview. It could be a quarterfinal round matchup. We'll talk about that in just a moment as well. Londonderry the lead, 6-5 in Derry over the Pinkerton Astros. You are watching Friday Night Lights New Hampshire Game of the Week, presented by Beals Insurance.
Our broadcast today, as it always is brought to you by Beals Insurance Agency, with locations now in both Bedford and Londonderry. Whether you need home, auto, or business insurance, Beals Insurance will get you both the price and quality coverage that's right for you. Just call 603-471-9999 or visit BealsInsurance.com to request a free quote and start saving money today. Again, that's BealsInsurance.com. The New Hampshire Tomahawks promote the highest level of club lacrosse competition, not just in the state, but in the country. Looking to get recruited? Director Chris Cameron keeps an open dialogue with the nation's top college lacrosse coaches. Over 400 New Hampshire Tomahawks alumni have played at the college level, including the ACC, Big East, Big Ten, Ivy, NESCAC, NE10, and more. The New Hampshire Tomahawks coaching staff has over 100 coaches, including current high school varsity and college coaches. The Tomahawks offer training for players of all ages, clinics, camps, and leagues, along with spring, summer, and fall elite teams. So play with the best. The New Hampshire Tomahawks, showcase and development for college lacrosse. Visit NewHampshireTomahawks.com and girls.nhtomahawks.com. Is your company interested in showcasing your brand to thousands of high school sports fans across New Hampshire? If not, why not? And if so, let's go. Friday Night Lights New Hampshire is seeking sponsorship partners. It's the perfect way for your company to get out in front of the moms and dads who make up our community. Help us help you, and we can grow together. If you're interested in partnering with Friday Night Lights New Hampshire, then email us at fnlnhmedia@gmail.com. That's fnlnhmedia@gmail.com. Join our team today.
Welcome back here to Derry. Nick Anastas with you. It's our Friday Night Lights New Hampshire Game of the Week, presented by Beals Insurance. 6-5 Londonderry is our score. As we see it's been a good game, really from the get-go, as we expected. Two of the better teams in Division I, a gorgeous day. Part of a girls-boys doubleheader. These two teams meet again later in the week on Thursday in Londonderry. Part of a final tune-up before it really matters. The postseason tournament begins statewide a week from Monday. Although most of the action will kick off, I believe, Thursday, June the 3rd. The brackets are up on NHIAA.org. All right, let's revisit that first half. Abigail Joette, not Jolette, Joette, has been the pillar of the Astro attack. 4 goals in that first half, including the game's first within the first minute, to put Londonderry out in front 1-0. Tara Wright able to come back a little over 2 minutes later to tie things for Londonderry at 1 apiece. Allison Lamphere, the only other Pinkerton player to score in that first half, put the Astros out in front 2-1, but that was the last time the home team would have the lead in the first half. Emily Coette, Kiera Edwards, Carolyn Leone, with 3 unanswered for Londonderry, giving the Lancers a 4-2 lead. Joette came back to make it 4-3. Abigail Whitney had a quick answer for Londonderry about 2 minutes later to make it 5-3. Joette's third made it 5-4 with just inside of 7 minutes to go in that first half. Then freshman Kiera Edmonds, her second, gave Londonderry a 6-4 lead, and then inside of the final 4 minutes, Joette scores to make it 6-5, and that is where we are as we get set for the second half. Reminder coming up, it's the boys' game at 5:30. Roger Howe will join me in the press box for that call. We'll get underway at about 5:15 or so. And then, of course, Thursday, we're back in Manchester. Big Division II matchup on the boys' side. A final tune-up for 2 contenders in Division II. That's Winnicott and Derryfield. That's a rematch of the 2019 championship game, by the way. That's an early start, 4 o'clock Eastern. We'll be on the air around 3:45 again on Thursday. All right, here we go. Second half. Pinkerton. They unofficially won 6 of the 10. No, 7 of the 11 face-offs in the first half. They win their 8th to begin the second half. Teams switch ends. Of course, Pinkerton will operate now left to right, while Londonderry will head right to left. Good crowd on hand. Hot day. Temperature, I think, was 88 when I got out of the car, just prior to game time. Sun out, a little bit of a breeze here in the backwoods of Derry. On campus here at Pinkerton Academy, one of the best places, in my opinion, to take in a game. A lot of chatter. Both teams have communicated well defensively. And the defense at times, along with the goaltending, stood out in that first half. Astros with movement around the perimeter, now making a charge as Lamphere goes right at the defense. A whistle is going to allow her to line up from the 10-yard line. Make it the 11. Lamphere, who scored to give Pinkerton the lead, trying to tie the game, instead is denied by Walter. Well, Riley Walter starting to pile up the saves for Londonderry. Astros, though, silver lining, keep it at this end. Ground balls have been pretty even. Turnovers have been pretty even as well. Astros have been methodical on the attack. Coach Daziel, arms crossed, watching from the 10-yard line. Spin move, Quigley. Pass, far side. Defense right there, though. Ashley Leone, one of the freshmen, who, along with Washington, another defender, have played well, representing the freshmen well. Meanwhile, this possession, already nearly 2.5 minutes long. Pass over the top. Selaney denied by Walter, who hit the deck. Londonderry comes out of the crowd with the ball. That's Leone. Now Walter, another doorstep stop. The Lancer senior shutting down a lengthy Pinkerton possession there. Meanwhile, Washington. Freshman defender goes middle, takes a step left, comes away with the clear, splits the defenders. Still with it along the near sideline. Trying to get the inside track on Fournier. Pass behind the cage. Edmonds, nowhere to go. Patient possession. Good defense here by Pinkerton as well. Scoop back to Edmonds. Edmonds deep behind the net. Going to go far side for Carolyn Leone. And the Lancers attack after being stagnant to begin this second half. Now with a chance to operate. Looking to rebuild a 2-goal lead. It's been the largest either way this afternoon. Holland, little start and stop. The defender Fournier right on her, gets around Fournier, shot goes wide, kept alive behind the cage by Edmonds. Goaltender comes out to Harry Herr, able to keep it. The freshman's pass, though, broken up at the top of the box. Ground ball, Holland has the inside track and does come up with it for Londonderry. It'll stay at this end with 4 minutes gone by, second half. Lancers looking for the first goal either way since halftime. Here's Wright. Little jab step. Going to pull it back out from straight away. Lancers take a collective breath. This is Stoll near side. Low pass for Holland. Pinkerton giving room defensively. Londonderry going to work it around the horn. Stoll, Augusta near side wing. No off-ball movement really here from Londonderry. They're content with chewing a little clock perhaps. Nearly 5 minutes already gone by. Meanwhile, Wright weaving, fires. Good stop, far side. That's Sweeney. Got a piece of the brass of the goal. Meanwhile, Sweeney involved in a shoving match here after the whistle. Isabella Augusta right in her face. A little bit of a shove. And now the officials are going to talk about what just happened. Well, two competitors going nose to nose there in a crowd. And the emotions got the better, perhaps, of the two there. The official's going to iron this out. Nobody penalized. They're going to give this to Pinkerton. Or was there a penalty? Well, you're right. It looks like a penalty against Londonderry's Augusta. She's sitting in a chair next to the scorer's table, now is being called over by Coach Gordon. Meanwhile, on the field, there's a ground ball, a whistle at the 30-yard line, and the Astros are given possession. Meanwhile, Gordon continuing to talk to Augusta in the penalty box, and now guiding the youngster back to the bench. We saw only one penalty either way in that first half. It's been an aggressive game as well. The officials have by and large let them play. 6-5, no change since halftime, nearly 6 minutes in. Joette was the story for Pinkerton in that first half, the senior with 4 of the 5 goals. Trying to feed her the ball, but she's being face guarded away from the ball by Jenna Stoll. They want to key in on her and deny her the ball, clearly. Meanwhile, Quigley gets a step but lost it. Batted away at the end by Walter and then picked up by Londonderry's Washington. Washington clears it herself. Not Washington, but McCudden. Feed taken in traffic out front. Edmonds juggling, does control in the end for the Lancers. Right back behind the cage. Cowette, extra pass. This is Leela Melia, one of the freshmen attackmen. Didn't see much of her in that first half, but Melia now allowed to line up here from inside the 9-yard line, just outside the 8. Waving that stick over her left shoulder. Gonna fire and score. Able to beat Sweeney over the right shoulder, and Londonderry is back up 2 at 7-5.
Come on, Astros.
Comes with just over 7 minutes gone by in the second half. First goal either way since halftime. So Lila Melia, one of the many freshmen contributing here for Londonderry. They led by as many as 3 different times in that first half. They're back out in front by 2 here. Meanwhile, the Londonderry boys team has arrived. They're along the fence to our left, indirectly behind the visitor sideline, trying to provide support. Londonderry the face-off. The pass by Wright is broken up. Then another collision occurs out in front of the Astro net. Elizabeth Fournier knocked down. She took a shot in the face back in the first half. Seemingly okay. She's tough as nails. Now in trouble, though. Fournier from behind, lost it. Chopped away by Leon. Clock continuing to move. Nearly 8 minutes in, second half. Sweeney behind her own cage. Launches a long outlet pass that's intercepted. Taken away by Cowett. And her pass, though, is off target. Well, you can hear the collective moans and groans from this crowd, which is not entirely comprised of Pinkerton supporters. There are some Londonderry fans who made their way across town lines as well, as expected, here in a rivalry game. It's been a lively crowd on a gorgeous afternoon here in Derry. Two teams that have had this game circled for quite a while, a rivalry that goes back, not just in girls lacrosse, but really in all sports. All 3 seasons, boys and girls. These are two teams that know each other well. Neighboring towns, of course, way back, I think, in the 80s was when Londonderry High School was created. Prior to that, the Londonderry students went to Pinkerton. Shot denied by Walter. Leon scooped up the ground ball outside the crease, then took a shot. This game has been physical. Meanwhile, clock stopped. Just over 9 minutes gone by. The restart. Pass by McCudden. Lob near side. Londonderry trying to deal with this Astro ride. They've handled it well today by and large. Washington, the freshman. Near side for Holland. Holland going to jog middle to the top of the box. Hand it over to Wright. Right now. Spin move. She's got a good jab step. Seen that on display here this afternoon. Lost the ball, recovers. Launches a pass. Far side post. This is Edmonds, the freshman, who scored twice in that first half. Sweeney out of the cage, tried to jump the pass, and Londonderry makes her pay. Emily Cowett able to secure it. Go upstairs for goal number 2, and Londonderry has now built their first 3-goal lead at 8-5, nearly 10 minutes in, second half. So Emily Cowett, one of the seniors, playing in her final regular season road game. Again, Londonderry will conclude the season on their home field on Thursday against Pinkerton. And then it's playoff time. Meanwhile, timeout. First called timeout either way. It's called by longtime Astro headman Rob Daziel. And he's got a task here ahead of him now. With 15 minutes to go in regulation, his club down 3. Again, Pinkerton coming in, riding a 7-game win streak. Only 2 losses on the season, both against undefeated Bishop Girton. One in April, one in the first week of May. On the other side for Londonderry, come off a tough matchup against perennial power Souhegan. Their losses on the season, 2 to BG to open up. Tough one against Bedford to open up this month, back on May the 1st, and then a 2-goal loss on the road at Exeter for the home and home with Souhegan. So all in all, a winning campaign for the Lancers. They rattled off 5 in a row at one point, wins over Merrimack and Concord 2 apiece against the Tomahawks and Crimson. And then a win over Exeter in that mix. So they split with the Blue Hawks. All in all in the season, a couple wins over Nashua South and 2 wins over Nashua North. But their biggest win would be today, if they can knock off Pinkerton on the road. And they've led most of the way. They have their largest lead on the board. They've done it with a number of different players. Cowett has scored twice, as we just mentioned. The freshman Kiera Edmonds has scored twice as well. Tara Wright, Carolyn Leone, Abigail Whitney, and Lila Melia have also contributed goals this afternoon for the visitors. For Pinkerton, they've been shut out in this second half. 4 goals in the first half by Abigail Jolette. Kept the Astros within striking distance at halftime. But Jolette has not touched the ball often here in this second half, to say the least. Londonderry has made whatever the adjustment has been. I think it's been Stoll really shadowing her all over the field, denying the pass. And that has worked so far through 10 minutes of the second half. We'll see now if Coach Daziel can try to get the ball back in the stick of his hot player. Meanwhile, we're set after a lengthy stoppage. Coming out of the timeout, we're set for the face-off. It'll be Edmonds for Londonderry against Joette for Pinkerton. Joette had success in that first half, won 5 of the first 6 draws. Since then, Londonderry has evened things out a little bit. Pinkerton still the advantage, 8-5 unofficially. Good inside position by Doyle, gets to that one. Astros needed it, they get it. Their 9th win by my count of this first half. Another quick whistle, though. Referees want to make sure everyone's lined up correctly. Now they're going to stop the clock with inside of 15 minutes to go here as they continue to chat. Good piece of officiating. 2-man crew today. They've conferenced on a lot of calls. And you like to see the communication. You like to see that the officials get it right in the end. So the Astros with work to do. They trail 8-5, looking for their first goal since halftime. Here is Joette, who was unstoppable at times in that first half. Made it a priority to get it to her. She's going to keep it herself, go around the cage. Spin move, shot, and score, just like that. Abigail Joette, goal number 5 for the senior. And Pinkerton needed that. They get it. Just under a minute following the Cowett goal for Londonderry. Prior to that Pinkerton timeout. And you can see the adjustment. Coach Daziel wanted to make sure that The play ran through Joette. Drew her way out. On the wing, gave it to her. She goes behind the cage and then makes one of those great post moves that we've seen this afternoon. Back to the cage, a spin move. Then the high finish. Now Joette looking for the face-off win. Instead, Stoll is going to hunt it down for Londonderry. Draw number 6 for Londonderry. Stoll still with it. Able to sprint. Defender closing in. Pumps the brakes inside the 15. A whistle will restart things here. Joette up top right. Flips over the top of the defense. Shot off the crossbar. Bounces straight up behind the net. Ends up out of play. Londonderry wins the battle for positioning. We've seen 3 or 4 shots really both ways hit the iron. Whether it's the crossbar or one of the posts. Augusta, near side, try to fire across the body, hit on the shot. And I think a penalty may be on the way. Well, the official pulled something out of his pocket. Instead, Augusta's going to line up at the 10-yard line. Trying to give Londonderry a 3-goal lead yet again. She will. Draws the goaltender all the way out. Makes a dash to her right and then scores over the top. Well done by Isabella Augusta. One of the senior attack. Londonderry now with 3 goals in this second half. Yet another goal scorer. As Augusta registers her first. 9-6 Londonderry. Coming up at the midway point. Second half.
Come on, White.
Wright gets to it. Well, again, Londonderry lost 5 of the first 6 draws. But have come back to take 6 of the next 9 overall, by my count. Edmonds able to absorb some contact there, a double team. Doesn't turn it over, though. The freshman's been solid. Doesn't force it either. Able to pull it out. Londonderry, chance to run some more clock as we move towards the 12-minute mark. Wright with the step. Shot again off the post. By the way, I think there's a new goaltender in net for Pinkerton. Naomi Menchentwer, the senior who did play in that first half but not goalie. Backdoor, Edmonds, shot, score. Athletic finish by the freshman, and there's the hat trick. Londonderry now up 10-6, their largest lead on the board. Back-to-back goals. They've scored 4 of the 5 overall in the second half. So Kiara Edmonds, one of many freshmen contributing this afternoon for Coach Gordon. Well, each draw becoming bigger and bigger for Pinkerton as they trail now by 4 for the first time. Joette and Stoll, that's been the primary matchup in the face-off circle. In fact, I believe Joette has taken every face-off for Pinkerton. Stoll the majority for Londonderry. Loose. That one just out of the grasp of Londonderry's Holland, but she was pushed. little bit of illegal contact. We'll give it to Londonderry, and again, the Lancers a chance to run some clock. Coming up on 11 minutes to go. Meanwhile, there was a penalty, I think, earlier against Londonderry's Natalie Washington, who is now back on the field, and we're back to even strength. Meanwhile, Wright. Doyle comes on the slide. Wright had a tough time holding on. Does get it away. Now Stoll charging near side. Behind the wing, little jab step from Whitley. Stoll. Up top for Carolyn Leone. Looking for the screen. Goes far side. Doyle with her step for step. Pass taken behind the net low by Cowett. Methodical trip here for Londonderry. Cowett now trying to power up a shot. Was well over the top of the net. Out of play far corner. The foot race is won by Edmonds. Londonderry will keep it. Down to 10 minutes, second half. Londonderry has played with the lead most of the way. They trailed 2-1 the game's first 4 or 5 minutes, but have held the lead really ever since. Edmonds trying to spin, goes upstairs for another. Well, that's her fourth. 2 in the first half, and now back-to-back goals here in the second for the freshman, Kiara Edmonds. Beats the defender and the goaltender, and now Londonderry really opening things up. Here with inside of 10 minutes to go in the second half, it's 11-6. Coach Gordon has got to be pleased, not just with the tally on the scoreboard, but really Londonderry has played well in all facets here. Meanwhile, Carolyn Leone, the junior, has a word with one of the assistants, heads over. To the sideline. Going to rest here, a well-deserved rest. Meanwhile, Doyle, the restart for the Astros. And Pinkerton got to get to work here. They're down 5. They have yet to score in this second half. Their last goal came at the 3:23 mark in the first half. Lamphere, who scored back in the first half. The last time Pinkerton had the lead, it was 2-1. She's denied by Walter. Tough shot from in close, pestering defense from Washington, who's still in pursuit. That ground ball's loose along the far sideline. Washington is there for Londonderry. Able to avoid 2 Astros. Pass on the money in the middle. Holland looking for the step. Holland, far side, in some trouble. Surrounded by white jerseys. Reverses direction, comes back near side. Throws a bounce pass to her teammate Leone. She's going to fling one near side for McCudden. Lancers taking their time on the clear. This one is dropped at midfield by Whitley. Recovered, though, by the junior. Whitley's going to jog along the near sideline. Now on her way to the cage. Going to weave. Thinking about the shot instead. Wisely pulls it out so Londonderry can kill some more clock. We're down to 8 minutes, second half. Lancers with a 10-6 lead. They've held Pinkerton to just 1 goal in the second half. Holland. Shot, score. A pretty long shot, about 10 yards. Right through the heart of the defense. Here's Holland. Great dash to the right and then lets it fly on the move. To beat the goaltender top shelf. And Londonderry starting to pile it on. Now doubling up the Astros 12-6. Grace Holland. has played well and rewards herself with her first goal. It contributed in a number of different areas prior to lighting the lamp there, though. Holland, one of several goal scorers this afternoon. It's been a fruitful day for the attack for Londonderry. They've been led by the freshman Kiera Edmonds, who has scored 4 for Londonderry. The Astros, led by Abigail Joette, who scored 5 of the 6 for Pinkerton. Face-off win to Londonderry. It's helped fuel this second half, this big second half. They've kept it away from the Astros more often than not. And that was after the Astros had built an early advantage, winning 5 of the first 6 face-offs back in the first half. Since then, though, Londonderry's had the advantage. Here's a turnover, though. Astros needed to force the giveaway. They do. That's Bukowski in the far corner. Now the goaltender involved on the clear. Doyle comes out from behind the cage. Gets away from Leone. Makes Melia miss as well. Met by Wright just prior to midfield. Ball jarred loose but scooped up by Bukowski. And now the Astros on the move. Here's Selaney. Played well in that first half. We're inside of 7 minutes. Pinkerton trying to make up a 6-goal gap. Howe. Near side, Washington on her. Going to bring her behind the cage to the far side pole. Slide comes over. Pass taken in the corner. It's on the far side. It's Joette. Wants a one-on-one with Walter. Got it from a tough angle. Well, I think a defensive breakdown there as Joette at the end able to get that one over the top of Walter. Scored in a similar fashion in the first half. She's got 6, including both goals in the second half for Pinkerton. So Joette brings the home team back within 5, but the clock really now a factor with 6:23 to go. Reminder, right after this one, pretty much, we get cooking with the boys. 5:30. My man Roger Howe just rolled in. He'll join me on the call. Gorgeous night and a big night as well. 2 of the better boys programs in Division One. In what could be a tournament preview. They're in the same bracket after all. All right. Londonderry in control here as they have been most of the way. Stoll being shadowed, being forced left by the defender Doyle. Going to continue to backpedal now on the near side wing, given room in the end by Doyle. Londonderry's going to bleed this clock. We're inside of 6 minutes. Shake and bake. Leone on the move. Shot and score. Carolyn Leone, the junior, goes low. Great placement there. Able to get some speed before releasing that one inside the 10-yard line. 13-7. As again, Londonderry able to match their largest lead from a moment ago. Speaking about that upcoming boys matchup, it is senior night, so all the seniors, and there are quite a few of them, will be honored before the game. Got the balloons, the posters. Those posters look sharp, by the way. And Pinkerton always does a good job with the senior day or senior night festivities here, no matter what the sport. Face off to Pinkerton. Astros still hold the advantage at the circle by my count. Shot, score, on the run. That's Allison Lamphere, her second. Good placement here, goes upstairs. And the Astros, with that never say die attitude, are back within 5 at 13-8. So Allison Lamphere, member of the junior class, gets this one for Pinkerton. It comes just 15 seconds after Leone's goal a moment ago for Londonderry. Meanwhile, the Pinkerton boys team is now here. They're at the field, parading in front of this crowd along the track, and presumably walking right by the Londonderry boys team, which is over 2 hours left. And they've been here for the majority of the second half. A couple of icy stares there between some of the players, as expected. Inside of 5 minutes in this second half. Another Astro win at the Circle. Got it at 13-10 Pinkerton. Meanwhile, whistle. They're going to line Doyle up here from the 11-yard line, from the near hash. Coach Daziel from the sideline, watching his youngster attack the cage. Doyle not going to shoot, though. Goes behind the net. Joette. Oh, another brilliant move. Fakes the pass middle and then goes upstairs. I have a feeling she's going to sleep well tonight. Joette has put on a show. 4 goals in the first half. 3 more in the second half. She got 7. 7 of the 9 for the Astros. This comes with just over 4 minutes to go in this second half. And now a timeout on the field here. It's Coach Daziel again with a chance to address the troops. All right, reminder, on Thursday, Friday Night Lights New Hampshire's Game of the Week will be in Manchester. So we see 2 of the shortlist contenders in Division II, Winnicott and Derryfield. That's a rematch of the 2019 championship game. A lot of those seniors were sophomores back when they met for all the marbles 2 years ago. 2 coaches familiar with one another, and Coach Hetler and Coach Snow will be there Thursday for an early afternoon start. 4 o'clock Eastern is the face-off. Our broadcast begins at about 3:45 on Thursday. And then, of course, every Sunday, it's the FNL NH Lacrosse Show presented by the New Hampshire Tomahawks. The fun kicks off at 9 o'clock every Sunday during lacrosse season. And again, the playoffs come your way on Monday. In Division II anyway. I know it's Labor Day, but we'll be getting busy on the 31st of May. So that is the round 1 in Division II on the boys' side. We'll release that matchup for you in the upcoming days. 13-9 here, though, with 4 minutes remaining. Back-to-back goals from Pinkerton have given the Astros a little bit of hope here. Within 4 for the first time since about the 11-minute mark of this second half when the game was still 10-6. All right, big face-off here, to say the least. Astros a little bit of momentum, trying to keep it alive coming out of the timeout. In the circle for the home team, it's Pikowski. I believe that's the first time a player other than Joette has taken the face-off. Near side, Doyle. She's been a ground ball machine. She's got one for Pinkerton. Astros needed it. They get it. Their 14th win at the Circle. Trying to score a third unanswered goal here. Inside of 4 minutes, the clock at enemy, though, as well. They're going to load things up. Now they want a one-on-one. Near side, here comes that extra defender, and Joette cannot pull the trigger. Instead, the pass taken. Shot over the top by Selaney is broken up. Selaney takes a digger. And this one is picked up by the Lancers and then intercepted. Whitney's pass taken away by Pekowski. And again, the Astros a chance to set up the attack. Coach Daziel looming down near the 15-yard line. Trying to direct the traffic as we head towards 3 minutes to go. Astros still trail big, 13-9. This is the player they want with possession. Pass intercepted, taken away by Washington, the freshman. And then she's tripped up trying to escape traffic. This one whistled back over to Londonderry. Excellent read by Washington, one of the many freshmen who have contributed today for Coach Gordon. The future is bright in Lancertown for sure. Lancers have also done a pretty good job against this formidable Pinkerton ride, and they throw a long pass here just as I say that. Holland trying to keep it alive along the far sidelines, does so. Holland, another winning play. And she's been able to contribute in many ways this afternoon. She scored one goal, but plays like that, able to keep things alive. Right, extra pass. Augusta fires a laser. It takes a bounce wide. There was a whistle, I think, during the shot as well. Meanwhile, the clock moves just inside of 2 minutes now and continues to roll. Officials give the go-ahead. Augusta going to charge. Denied. Good play by Doyle. Got a piece of the shot. Did a somersault. Gets up and scoops up the ground ball. Now Doyle. Still on the march. Crosses midfield. Throws it up ahead for Fournier. Pinkerton on the attack. We're inside of 90 seconds. Fournier to the middle. Eyes on the cage. Second defender comes over. She pumps the brakes in the corner. Back out for Selaney. Selaney sets it up top. This is Lamphere. Lamphere with two defenders on her. Spin to the left, jab step. Pass up top, taken by Selaney. Makes a charge to the middle, lost the ball. Off the one bounce, scooped up by Wright, avoids a hit and comes out of the fray. Down to 1 minute. Londonderry looking to close this one out. Out in front, 13-9. Still on the move, Leone. Slows it down and now backpedals along that far wing. Hands over to Edmonds. Edmonds behind the cage. This is Cowett. Cowett runs into two defenders. Two Astros hit the turf. Ball ends up out of play underneath the uprights. And it stays with Londonderry. Clock tick, tick, ticking towards 30 seconds. Edmond near side. Defender riding her well. That's Emma Madsen. On the charge, Edmonds was led the way for Londonderry today with 4 goals. The freshman wants 5 and gets it upstairs. Over the goaltender's right shoulder, Kiara Edmonds. With a game to remember, the freshman with 5 goals, the 5th coming with just 20 seconds remaining. And that is the exclamation point and what has been perhaps the biggest win of the season for first-year head coach Kelly Gordon and the Londonderry Lancers. Edmonds, 2 goals in the first half, 3 more in this second half to push the lead up to 14-9. Face-off. Taken away by Pinkerton. Good play by Lamphere. They've won 15 of the 25, and a shot and score. Lamphere paid the price, too. Collided with the defender for Londonderry, Katie McCudden. McCudden may have taken the worst of the 2 falls there, but she's okay. By the way, that's goal number 3 for Allison Lamphere. 2 of those 3 in the second half. And Pinkerton going to claw to the very end. They score with 9 seconds to go. 10th goal of the afternoon. But in the end, it looks like Londonderry is going to come away with a convincing victory. One final battle in the circle goes to the Lancers, their 11th win. shot. Augusta, we're going to pad the stats, and that's it. Londonderry, they get the job done on the road, 14-10. They hand Pinkerton just their third loss of the season and celebrate on their rivals' home field. Satisfying win for Coach Gordon and this young Londonderry team. I shouldn't say young. There's a lot of seniors and juniors here, but that freshman class has stood out today. Did a lot of things well, a lot of things right. Back to recap in just a moment. You're watching our Friday Night Lights New Hampshire Game of the Week presented by Beals Insurance.
Our broadcast today, as it always is brought to you by Beals Insurance Agency, with locations now in both Bedford and Londonderry. Whether you need home, auto, or business insurance, Beals Insurance will get you both the price and quality coverage that's right for you. Just call 603-471-9999 or visit BealsInsurance.com to request a free quote and start saving money today. Again, that's BealsInsurance.com. The New Hampshire Tomahawks promote the highest level of club lacrosse competition, not just in the state, but in the country. Looking to get recruited? Director Chris Cameron keeps an open dialogue with the nation's top college lacrosse coaches. Over 400 New Hampshire Tomahawks alumni have played at the college level, including the ACC, Big East, Big Ten, Ivy, NESCAC, NE10, and more. The New Hampshire Tomahawks coaching staff has over 100 coaches, including current high school, varsity, and college coaches. The Tomahawks offer training for players of all ages, clinics, camps, and leagues, along with spring, summer, and fall elite teams. So play with the best. The New Hampshire Tomahawks, showcase and development for college lacrosse. Visit NewHampshireTomahawks.com and girls.nhtomahawks.com. Is your company interested in showcasing your brand to thousands of high school sports fans across New Hampshire? If not, why not? And if so, let's go. Friday Night Lights New Hampshire is seeking sponsorship partners. It's the perfect way for your company to get out in front of the moms and dads who make up our community. Help us help you, and we can grow together. If you're interested in partnering with Friday Night Lights New Hampshire, then email us at fnlnhmedia@gmail.com. That's fnlnhmedia@gmail.com. Join our team today.
Well, a big win for Londonderry. They come into Derry and come away with a 14-10 win over Pinkerton, their arch rivals. The good news, if you're an Astro fan, is that Pinkerton has a chance to return the favor just 2 days from now in the final regular season meeting. Nick and Astis with you. It's our Friday Night Lights New Hampshire Game of the Week. Part of a girls-boys doubleheader. Reminder, the boys' game is coming up in about 25 minutes or so. That'll be a separate link on our YouTube channel, FNLNH Media. Again, the home of Friday Night Lights New Hampshire on YouTube is FNLNH Media. Be sure to subscribe. Londonderry, the Lady Lancers, they get it done really at times in dominating fashion. Slow start in the face-off circle. Pinkerton won 5 of the 6. To begin the game, Astros held a 2-1 lead about 5 minutes into the contest. Londonderry responded with a 3-0 run. Took the lead at 4-2 at that point and never looked back. Built up a 6-5 lead at halftime. 2 goals from Lancer freshman Kiera Edmonds helped lead that effort, while Abigail Joette scored 4 in the first half, ended up with 7 for Pinkerton in a losing effort. Second half, all Londonderry. Lila Melia, Emily Coette scored 2 out the gate to balloon the lead up to 8-5. At one point, the Lancers ran off 4 in a row to build their largest lead at one point at 12-6. Again, a hard-fought effort by Pinkerton in the end as they score 3 of the final 4 goals to make it respectable. Allison Lamphere ends up with 3 goals. Again, Joette, as I mentioned, led the way with 7. But just 2 different goal scorers for Pinkerton. And Londonderry ends up with the victory. Again, 14-10 is the final. I want to thank Brian O'Reilly and his staff here at Pinkerton for giving us the green light. We appreciate that, as we always do. Director Ben Beals was the man behind the curtain back in the Beals Insurance Studios, doing a good job, as always. Our lead videographer / head technician, John Barron, up in the Crow's Nest, providing you with the visuals. My name, Nick Anastas, saying so long. Final score, final time. Londonderry 14, Pinkerton 10. The boys game coming up in just a few minutes as well here on Friday Night Lights New Hampshire. This has been the Friday Night Lights New Hampshire Game of the Week, presented by Beals Insurance.